Hey folks, welcome back here to the Biggest Don channel. We're here at the very south end of town, off of just south of St. Rose Parkway and Las Vegas Boulevard. Interstate 15 right there in the distance. We're gonna make a right here and head over here to Las Vegas Boulevard, where the light just turned red on us. Apologies for being late, you guys. I don't like to be late. I'm usually very punctual, but for some reason I can't seem to figure that out when it comes to these live streams. I can't seem to figure the live streams out. It's really rather frustrating, but I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you guys are here, ready to take in another Saturday night down on the Strip here on the Biggest Don channel. It's been a long week, very busy week, with a lot of stuff going on, and yeah, a lot of stuff going on today. Not just today, this week. There's went down to Prim today, so check out those videos. Prim is right on the state line there with California and Nevada. They have a couple of casinos down there, one of which looks like it's totally closed now, which is weird. But this median here in front of us, you can see it's got full-blown trees in it and everything. So don't tell me they can't do that here in Vegas. They certainly don't do it on the east side of town. I mean, that looks nice. That almost looks like Florida the way they did it there. Make the left here onto Las Vegas Boulevard, start heading back northbound towards the Las Vegas Strip here, the world-famous Las Vegas Strip. Here on a Saturday evening, not quite Saturday night. This is St. Rose Parkway right here in front of us, which is a major north, south, and east-west artery because it travels north, east, southwest in orientation. So it saves on traffic, but it also creates more lights because then it's got to intercept additional both north, south, and east-west arteries. So you get more traffic lights that way. Hey, Audio, thank you so much for being here. Audio Media News, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really grateful for you guys. I wouldn't be able to do this without you, so thank you. Kanoko over there? Kanoko? I guess it's ConocoPhillips. I think that's the way they say it on CNBC. ConocoPhillips. $3.73 a gallon it was over there. Went down to the to Prim today. First I went to Good Springs, then I went to Prim. Good Springs is where the Pioneer Saloon is, which is a really, really cool spot. If you've never been, the Pioneer Saloons, they have really, really good food. It's just not a very big place. They have some outdoor seating and stuff, but the bar itself, it's pretty small. Tobin, welcome, buddy. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate all you guys. I know you guys could be out doing anything on a Saturday night, but I appreciate you being here with me. Very grateful. Yes, I went down to Prim today, and as well as Good Springs. Got some cool video of Pioneer Saloon, which there's a lot of history down there. So Clark Gable waited for word of his wife, Carol Lombard, down there. $3.99 a gallon at this Chevron here. When I crossed over briefly into California earlier this afternoon, it was $5.09 for regular unleaded at the Chevron there. And it's like $1 cheaper over here in Nevada. Oh, thanks, Tobin. I appreciate it. I like having you guys cruise with me. It's a lot of fun. I really look forward to it. Really enjoy getting to be out here and talk to you guys and cruise around with you. This is Erie Avenue, E-R-I-E, same as Erie, Pennsylvania. We are at South Las Vegas Boulevard there, part of the Sunrise Health System. That's new. That wasn't there before. PT's Gold here, part of the PT's chain. Right on, Tobin, yeah. Yeah, Tobin, you dropped a lot of knowledge this week. I'm really grateful. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff there. A lot of good information that you drop. $4.29 at that Shell there. Shell tends to be a little more expensive than certainly the 7-Elevens and Citgos and Circle Ks and stuff around town. There's South Point over there on the left. All those apartment buildings or condos or whatever they are, they have all sprung up in recent years. I moved here in 2011. Those were not there. It's South Point was there, but none of those condos or whatever they are were not there. So they've been building. They were actually looking at doing the NBA arena, for which there is no current team, to be built down in this area somewhere, but that fizzled out. And then they're talking about building it up on the north end of the strip. We'll see what comes of that, right? Whether that happens. If you build it, they will come. But the NBA, what's his name? Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, has said, we're not looking at expansion right now. Well, you got to do something, buddy. Your ratings have been, the NBA's ratings have been really bad. I mean, really, really bad. They've been playing with that All-Star game, tweaking it, doing different things with it. It was down like 48% or something like that. Hey, Terry, welcome. Yeah, I mean, it's nice down here on this side of town, on the south side of town, for sure. It's newer. And they still have a lot of dirt lots like the one over here on the right. A lot of dirt lots down here, and there's one on the left too, for that matter. But as we get closer to the strip here, it fills in very nicely. It's on the east and north sides of town that you see a lot of the area that we document, where it's not as aesthetically pleasing, let's say. It's oh, we got a pedestrian crosswalk. I've read the cops like to play games with this too. The cops like to sit and have someone that is a plainclothes officer unmarked walk through the crosswalk and then write tickets for everyone that goes through it until they stop. Yes, Tobin. But there's a water shortage. But what about the water? Yes, lots of open space. And they are building like crazy. I mean, that BLM was announcing that it wanted to release even more land to the developers. So you know what that means? The developers went to BLM and said, hey, release more land to us. So it's not like BLM made the decision. The developers said, no, give us more land. And it's so sad, too. You see Hoover Dam, you see the water line out there, how far down it is. It's really dropped down there. This is Silverado Ranch Boulevard, major east-west artery here in town. On the south end of town, goes between Eastern and all the way out to, I think it ends at Jones on the southwest side of town. Either Jones or Rainbow, one of those out there. We did a drive today down Decatur as well, so got to see some of the southwest there, as well as Good Springs and Prim. Prim is looking kind of sad. They have two casinos down there, two big casinos. One of them's totally closed. There was no one there. And the other one, Buffalo Bills, I've read is going to close now too. That's the one with the roller coaster down there. But I guess it was always a long shot for them, right? With building right there on the other side of the state line. Like if you're driving 300 miles, you might as well drive the extra 30 just to get to Vegas. They were gambling that people would stop off at Prim before heading up to Vegas, but yes, Pioneer Saloon, yes sir. I went and did some video there today. They're very friendly. I asked them first. Said, do you guys mind if I take any video? And they're like, no, go ahead. And they have like a huge social media presence. They probably have like some sort of social media coordinator or something, because they're all over social media. But yeah, I had to get down there because I've been there. I went there once a long time ago. Charles, welcome. Yes, absolutely, Charles. I couldn't agree more. The same could be said for the NFL. I know people who still will not watch the NFL after 2016 and all of that went down with a certain 49ers quarterback. Yeah, yeah. Not to get into politics, of course, but yeah, sports is supposed to be an escape. And when you remind people that they're not escaping, they're not going to tune in. They're going to tune to a movie or something where they can escape, right? But sports has always been the escape hatch for all of us. And the NBA, yeah, same thing. And it's, you know, I was thinking about it just this week, too. It's funny you mentioned that, Charles, because I was thinking about, like, the old days, right? Like, the old battles, you know. Certainly, I grew up, you know, with the Celtics and the Lakers, watching them. And then, of course, the bad boys there in Detroit, Isaiah Thomas and Dennis Rodman and all that. And then watching the Bulls in the 90s and them battle the Knicks with Ewing and Charles Oakley and John Starks, Anthony Mason. Those were just brutal sessions watching those games. But you didn't hear any of that nonsense, right? You didn't hear any of the stuff that they do in the games nowadays. It was just fun. It was fun to watch. It was fun to, you know, be a part of. Now, yeah. And I saw a screenshot actually the other day of someone, they did a side-by-side of someone fouling Jordan. And I think it was one of the Pistons, and he had his hand completely over Jordan's face as Jordan is trying to dunk. And they say, you know, Jordan dunking versus LeBron dunking, and they showed LeBron dunking with, like, the player, like, 5 feet off of him. You know, it's as if to say, you know, Jordan really had it a lot worse than what they do nowadays. Because they you know, ticky-tacky fouls and all that. Back then, they let them play. Especially towards the end of the game. They wouldn't, you know, hinge the game outcome on the results of a call. This is Windmill here and Blue Diamond. So, guys, this is where they want to build and establish the Bright Line. And it's over here on our left. Unfortunately, I can't get up there. Yes, Charles. Yes, I agree. Absolutely. So this corner here at Blue Diamond, one of these is going to be the final terminus for the Bright Line from LA, only it's not coming from LA. It's coming from Rancho Cucamonga. Yes, definitely, Tobin. Absolutely. And in the 80s and 90s too, it was just fun. It was fun to watch with you know, I mean, I grew up in South Florida, so we had Marino. And of course then they had Jim Kelly and Buffalo in the same division and all that, so it was them back and forth. Then Marino retired, and then Tom Brady took over, and I was like, oh no. But yeah, those were the good old days. And they let him play. And none of this nonsense that they do nowadays. It's just, ugh, ticky-tacky fouls. But yeah, so this is how far away you're going to be. So I'm at 220.7. I need to reset that. Let me reset that. I'm at 0. Okay. On the tripdometer here. I want to see how far it is to Mandalay Bay so I can be accurate when I announce how much. You're going to have to either take a taxi or walk, and that's just to Mandalay Bay. Yeah, football back then was fun. Smash Mouth, just good times. Home by Hilton over here on the right. Capriati's, that's a chain of sandwich shops here in Vegas. And even MLB, I mean, MLB, their ratings have been tanking, but that's because, you know, the game, everyone complained the game is so slow. Hey, pretty mama, thank you for being here. It was great today. Yeah, I dread July and August. It was fantastic today. Yeah, I don't know if you caught it. I went down to Good Springs, where the Pioneer Saloon is today. And it's actually a little bit, it's like 2 degrees cooler because they're like 1,000 feet higher than Vegas is. So that was cool, literally. And then I went down to Prim, but the whole day it was really, really gorgeous out. The winds haven't been that bad. I'm expecting this evening down on Fremont to be a little chilly because I can see the trees are moving along now. It's funny, when you're down in Prim, you can see these guys on final, like this Alaska Airlines flying in there to runway 1 right there at Las Vegas International Airport. Let me get out of this guy's lane. I'm not sure what the traffic is here. Coming up here to Town Square. Maybe people are trying to go over to Town Square. Chick-fil-A. I didn't realize they had a location right there. So they have frontage roads on both sides of the 215, especially here on the south side of town, which is weird. I guess it's for the folks, because when they go to return the rental cars, a lot of times they don't know exactly where they're going. Nice, Tobin. Wow, yeah, it's been really yesterday and today both were really nice down here. But I know it's beautiful up there where you are, especially when there's no rain and the sun's shining up there. It's awesome. And you get your, what, 1 or 2 days of above 90 every year up there? A lot of folks up there don't even have AC, do they? Because I know in Portland I read that a lot of folks up there don't have AC either. Which is unthinkable to me, being from Florida and now in Vegas. But even up in Reno, I mean, it gets up above 100. Michael, welcome, buddy. Thank you for being here. Yes, Charles, yes, you're absolutely right. And, you know, speeding up the game with the pitch clock, you do have SE. Okay, good. Yeah, the pitch clock, that helps move things along. And certainly you're right, the 2 big markets, those are really driving up interest. And that's probably why MLB is not going to institute a hard salary cap. I mean, they have the luxury tax, but the Dodgers and the Yankees are like, sure, we'll pay a luxury tax, no problem. So here is the airport. Actually, it's on the other side of Sunset up here. I thought this was Sunset. Oops. See the ramp there to go up to the town square there. They planned that one correctly. And then you see the 2 left turn lanes here to go into town square as well, which are full. But I'd show you town square with the sun setting right there. That would be not be a good shot. Lazy dog over there. Yes, thank all of you for being here. I really appreciate you guys for coming out, cruising with me here on this Saturday evening. And then Alter Ego this evening at, I'm going to try and go live around 8:30. Hopefully I can find a seat. It's Final Four tonight. I think it's, Houston and What's-Her-Faces are playing tonight. There is the airport over there. A lot of tapping of brake lights here on the strip right now. Lived in Portland. 80, wow. Yeah. Oh, but you got the humidity up there too. Yeah, that'll do it too. I know in Florida they tell you it's only 90 degrees and 100% humidity. It's brutal. Speed limit drops to 35 here, just south of the strip. Have the executive terminal over here on the right. See if there are any Air Force jets over here. There's the Welcome to Las Vegas sign in the middle. And as usual, it is packed over here. A lot of people waiting to take that photo in front of that sign. Yeah, shout out to all my members. Tobin is a member, as far as I'm concerned. And Charles, and David, and Lance, thank you all so very much for being members. I appreciate all of you. So here we are at the south end of Mandalay Bay, Russell Road. 3 miles, exactly 3 miles from that intersection down at Blue Diamond to here. And that's if you're going to the convention center at Mandalay Bay. Otherwise, it's even more. So if you're going up to like the center or north end of the strip, it's going to be significantly more for your taxi from the Brightline station. So that's going to be a very expensive trip by the time you calculate all of it, right? You're talking about the if you take the basic fare, right? If you sit in economy or coach or whatever on the train, it's $119. Oh, nice, pretty mama. Yeah, I saw some of that when I first started. I came out and did some video around, what was that, around 1:30 this afternoon, and I saw them doing maneuvers and stuff up there. I got a couple of them, but it's hard with the phone. A, because if I can find them, then B comes into play where they just look like blobs, especially if I try and zoom in on them, because digital zoom doesn't work very well. You need like a big, powerful camera. optic zoom to be able to capture some of those planes, the F-35s and stuff they had up there. I saw an F-35 being closely escorted by what looked like an F-18 Hornet up there too. And they were doing like a circle, like a 180 type of thing up there. So that was pretty cool. I don't know where the grandstands are or whatever they were doing, but yeah, so for anyone unaware, the Nellis Air Force Base was doing an air show today. And so they had all sorts of planes out there on maneuvers, putting on a show for folks. These lanes, the bot stops, the old and the new markings. Yes, I wish I could do that, Charles. I wish, but then I would lose my ability to monetize, and that's yeah. Otherwise, I would totally do that. In fact, one of the guys that I really loved watching, especially in LA, Jeremy Reed, he would do. Oh, look at the old. That's a Continental, or is that a town car? That's a blast, huh? And it's in good shape. I can't tell, but it's a good-looking car. Got the fedora on and everything. Maybe a town car. Yeah, so he would do his live streams and stuff, and he would do like 7 hours. He'd go for there in LA, just driving around looking at going to like different police calls and stuff, and then afterwards on his drive back to Anaheim, he would do he'd play music and stuff on a different video. It is a big car. Yeah, they were boats back then, right? Yeah, I guess his name is Lou. Huh. Definite 70s era. That's cool. Snazzy, yeah. Especially parked out like it, well, Tropicana's gone, but like one of the old casinos, if it was like parked out in front of there. Nice, Charles, perfect. Very good, man. Yeah, so they had the mounds of dirt over here at where the Trop used to be. It looks like the mounds are still there, but no other movement ongoing. And then here is Excalibur, at which we learned this week, not only have they removed the bellhops, but they've also taken away valet. So now everything at Excalibur is self-parking. They should just rebrand it and call it Motel 6. The way they treat that property, they might as well just rebrand it at this point. Between that and then moving in all of MGM Grand's old furniture. Motel 6 on the Strip. There is New York, New York right there. The Statue of Liberty. Once the playoffs begin, the NHL playoffs that is, they might don the statue there with a Vegas Knights jersey. It's always impressive to me the way they just put all these different features of New York City all in one spot like that. Again, very rare. This week we saw a 63. Nice. Yeah, they were huge back then. And car manufacturers were not, weren't staying with the times, right? People wanted fuel economy, especially in the 70s. And the car manufacturers were not giving the people what they wanted. But those were big cars, yeah. Safe, too, compared to what we have now. Big, heavy, and safe. So yeah, no more valet here at Excalibur. Not that anyone will miss it. But I'm wondering if that's the start of an avalanche. You know, because I know, okay, so in South Florida, the valets out in front of all the hotels down there, they were all contracted out. The hotels did not run the valet. I'm pretty sure that's how they do it here. Hey, Charles, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you, man. Awesome. I would toast to you, but I can't do that just yet. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, so Charles with the super sticker, awesome. The roller coaster going up there. I don't know if that's coming out in the video, but do the roller coaster there. All steel, yep, exactly. All steel. Continue northbound here on the Las Vegas Strip. Raising Cane's, Skechers, M&M World, Coca-Cola bottle, the Brooklyn Bridge. I gotta figure Streamlabs out, because I tried to start with Streamlabs. That's one of the reasons I started late. But there's the Hard Rock right there with the big guitar out front. And Streamlabs has these cool little noises and things for super stickers and stuff that I can't use on Prism, which... But I really appreciate you, Charles. Thank you. Gotta figure that thing out. I know, Streamlabs is weird. And then there's the Crystal Shops there. All of the place is way too expensive for me. And we got a green light at Harmon? That's unheard of. Ah, thank you, buddy. No, I appreciate you very much. Planet Hollywood there on the right. Metro hanging out there. Did anyone happen to catch any of the streams on Fremont late night last night? Like 1 or 2 a.m.? I won't get into what happened down there, but a couple of the other streamers here in town, you could probably check them out and see for yourself. I don't want to really discuss it. Oh, look at this. This guy's over here with the bullhorn. Usually these guys are talking, they're preaching the Bible. Hey, Eric, welcome. Decatur and Alexander. I was just on Decatur today, but I went south. I went south towards Southern Highlands. I need to do the north. I'll do the north very, very soon, I promise. Oh, now he's pointed looking at me. Oh boy. I hope the AC can drown him out a little bit here. But large crowds here. We've got some street costume cosplayers there. Mario. Yeah, I'll get up there, Eric, I promise. We got, who's that? What's his face? Darkpool. The Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz. Speaking of which, that reminds me. Oh, she's got her dog. She's walking her dog across, holding it across the street here. So the Sphere has announced, because they really want to do more in the way of shows, like that show off the capabilities of the Sphere, they have announced that they will show the Wizard of Oz there in its original glory, etc. I'm having trouble distinguishing the difference between that and like turning it into like, you know, $5 movie night at the movie theater, like they did back in the days, right? Like on a Tuesday or Wednesday, you'd go for a $5 movie, or, you know, $2 movie or whatever the place was charging. You're showing a movie that's almost 100 years old. I mean, I get it's the whole immersive experience and all that, but show something like Star Wars, right? But yes, Pretty Mama, yes, you nailed it there, yeah. I don't get involved with any of that nonsense. I don't, yeah. I'm just curious if anyone else happened to see it. $89032, okay. All right, cool, yeah, no, it's, once you get north of like Craig especially, well, no, I mean, once you get north of like Cheyenne, I would say, is that 89032, I think? Boy, these guys are gonna fill this. All right. Follow you, Tesla. And once you get up north of Cheyenne, it's not bad up there. Because I'm trying to remember Alexander up there. Is that in between Cheyenne and Craig? I think it's in between. Let me take a look over here at the Bellagio in all of it. I want to take my wife to a buffering zone. Oh boy. Okay, let me get out of here. Yeah, here at Flamingo and the Strip, it is undoubtedly just because of all the volume of people in here. Come on, T-Mobile. Yes, Hummer, absolutely. Yes, Saturdays especially. Really slows things down. Oh, guys, don't stop here. What are you doing? So the buffering sign went away. Hopefully you guys are doing okay there on the other end. There's the Link and the Flamingo. Been there since 1946. The big Flamingo out front. And just so many LED screens everywhere. There we go. In between Craig. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was trying to remember exactly. So again, this little rotunda looking thing here out in front of Caesars, they want to do away with because they said that it serves no real purpose. Caesars Entertainment has said that, right? That one right there with Caesar out front welcoming everybody. But they used to have a tram that ran back to the main casino from there. And with the dawning of Forum Shops right there, which you can walk the entire way back. Oh, hey, D-Man. Oh, well, it was, let's just say there were a couple of guys down there that didn't care for one another. And, yeah. Yeah, it was really unfortunate. I'm usually gone by that time anyway, so you Planet Chaos also says all the time, they have, Tobin, yes. They've totally replaced. I mean, it's funny when we say neon, because now they're not neon anymore. Everything's LED. Yeah. There you go. Okay. What's new that late down there? Down on Fremont? Well, I mean, the casinos, of course, are still going, but they usually stop the music. The bands will all stop playing around 2 a.m., and they stop the light show, the last light shows at 2 a.m. as well. I'm sure it's usually because they have folks complaining, you know, staying in the hotel saying, I can't sleep, it's too loud. Under 100 a night. Oof. Well, I mentioned Excalibur earlier. Maybe Excalibur, because it's really becoming kind of an economy hotel. Oh, the drama, yeah. Yeah, D-Man, I wish I could get into it, man. I don't want to become one of those channels, you know? But, yeah, if you look at some of the live streamers' channels from last night here in Vegas, you can probably see it. I believe their streams are still up, and you can see what went on down there. It was nothing big. It was, you know, it was really nothing. In fact, it was way worse, looked way worse than it actually was. But it's just unfortunate to see. Especially since we're all, it's funny how many people, my wife and I, we talk about it all the time, me being from South Florida, we're like, nobody does, driving videos in South Florida and talks, I mean, there are people that drive around and stuff and walk around, but they don't talk. They just show the video and that's it. And that's fine. But I would want someone to tell me what I'm seeing and stuff like that, right? As we pass Venetian and Palazzo with Encore and Wynn on deck up here. And this lane turns. I'm not sure. Yeah, Excalibur has not had the best reputation, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, Hummer. He I saw his. Oh, yeah, he went to that place down there on at, what was it, Four Queens, that restaurant. I saw that video of his. It wasn't a speakeasy, but it was like an old time Vegas kind of place, where it came out to like $500 for his tab. Maybe the Travelodge. That's good, Eric. Yeah, maybe. And the D, that's the other thing too, is don't discount the ones down on the Fremont. Like Four Queens does not have a resort fee. And that's a big deal nowadays, especially to a lot of folks, because, they tack on fee after fee after fee, and just gets to be exorbitant after a while. We got some bikes splitting lanes here. Yeah, big shout out to my members, D-Man, Tobin, Lance, and Charles. Thank you all. Yeah, I would say the D, or maybe the Four Queens, and even Fremont Casino down there as well. Because you come downstairs and you're right in the middle of everything. You don't have to drive anywhere or anything. Maybe even look at the plaza too, because that's right across the street. Just on the other side of the Fremont Street Experience. And even El Cortez, even though that's about 2 or 3 blocks away, El Cortez, they've done a lot from what I've seen to their rooms and stuff. They've really improved a lot. Look at that guy. Boom, right through the red light. Wow. With a fire or ambulance over here on the left. Oh, Vegas. Yeah, the place is downtown, but on the Strip, yeah, not under 100, man. It's nowadays. Maybe Flamingo, too. Check Flamingo. Just out of curiosity. A lot of the hotels have jacked up their prices because of the... Yes. Good point, Eric. Yes. Especially if you're going to be a regular. Like, you know, once a month or even every couple of months or whatever. And you're in Southern California. Nice, D-Man. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, that's but this is a huge feeder market, of course, for LA. I think LA is probably our largest feeder market, in fact. And there are a lot of people that come over here every weekend. One of the channels I follow, Up on Our Way, and I don't know if you guys have seen them, but feel free to check them out on YouTube as well. It's called Up and Our Way. It's a couple that lives in Southern California somewhere, and they come over here like once every other weekend and stay. They're either down at Cosmo or they'll go to like Fremont and stay down there. 200. Wow. Inflation. Yeah, it's what, 100% inflation right there, right? Double. But then a lot of the, you know, because the Tropicana's gone, right? And there's not as many hotel rooms right now as there used to be, with the closing of the Trop and etc. going on. A lot of these hotels, and of course, you know, there's talk of collusion and all that, collusion in prices, and you know, the thing is, you can't prove it. You know, you'd have to have like documented evidence of a conversation going on between all of them or something like that. But you know, Caesars and MGM, Sands Corp, and all of them saying that, you know, yeah, let's do this. But then I've often wondered about like the travel websites like Expedia and Priceline. Is that not collusion? Because you could see what everyone else is charging and base what you charge on what everyone else is charging, instead of, you know, letting the market determine it. That's kind of a setting rates type of thing, right? I think. But air traffic is down right now. I mean, I mentioned last week, I think it was, what, 7.5% through the airport in February. Now, of course, that's because a lot of that has to do with the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was here last year in February. But, yes, D-Man, I know. Definitely. Me too, man. Me too. Oh, we got a Hummer limo. It looks like it's got a suspension issue here. It's kind of sitting weird. The front left looks like it's lower than the rest of the vehicle. But yeah, I wish I knew of a place I could tell you, buddy. That would be... Well, or Circus Circus, right here in front of us. Maybe check out Circus Circus. And he's trying to sell the place for $5 billion. So maybe they're taking care of things in there right now. I mean, they had that scorpion that supposedly bit someone in a unspeakable area in their bed at, what was that, Venetian last year, I think. There is Circus Circus and Slots of Fun. Right there, looking all old school Vegas-y. So we cross Elvis Presley Drive. They have free parking, but I think it's only free for Nevada residents, right? Because I thought they started charging for parking too, I thought I read. Because I went to the Strat, was that in January, and I had to stop and take a ticket, and then on my way out, there was someone standing there at the gate, and they're like, nope, go ahead through. The camera saw that you have a Nevada plate. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because I was all ready to pay and all that. But and then MGM, some of their properties, some of them are free for Nevada residents up to 3 hours. Like Bellagio was free for up to 3 hours. The thing is, in 3 hours, you're not going to go have enough time to go eat somewhere and, you know, take in a show and all that, and they know that, right? So that's why they say, okay, yeah, 3 hours. Come in and throw a bunch of money into our machines and then get out of here. Because that's really all you're going to have time to do. Like the Wicked Spoon in there, the buffet, it's a really popular spot. And from what I've read online, it tends to be a lot of long waits to get into the Wicked Spoon there. Obi-Wan, welcome. I was just talking about Jeremy. Welcome, buddy. Yeah, Charles, another member of the chat, was talking about playing some cool tunes while we do the drive, and I said, oh, I wish I could, but that's one of the things that Jeremy used to do on his chat in LA, was he would, you know, after the live stream, after 7 hours, he would then go live again and do like a drive with some music playing and stuff, and that was always cool. Everyone enjoyed that. I wish I could do that. But I can bring you Alter Ego at 8:30. They're back on that main stage. Although I did like Dr. Rock. I hadn't heard their show before last week. What'd you guys think of Dr. Rock? Did you like it? I liked when they did Eruption. That was really cool. That guitar solo, the Van Halen one. Fun City. Let's see if I can get over here. And there are the arches. City of Las Vegas arches. They don't look half of what they do at night. They look really, really cool at night. But they got the lights on at least. Bob Stupak Avenue, who was instrumental in bringing the Strat to life. Yeah, Obi-Wan, it was fun watching him last year. Well, I mean, he'd been doing it for a few years, but just isn't the same in Denver. That's the thing for me. Yeah, and the Raiders, you know, the team that's trying to make Southern Nevada their town. I don't know if you guys knew this. Last year, they held their training camp in Northern California. And then there's discussion about them not holding it in Northern California this year, but to do it in Southern California. All the more reason they should have just moved the Raiders over to LA and given us the Chargers. Oh, nice, Pretty Mama. Very good. Yeah, I'm not aware of any of that stuff, unfortunately. But I do try to keep up with all the latest news on social media. There you go, Eric. Yeah, Super 8. Location, location, location. That's what counts. St. Louis Square here. So we pass Atomic Golf over here on the left with the showgirls, the 50-foot tall showgirls there, and an IHOP, International House of Pancakes, and then the old-time Vegas signs, motel signs here in the median on the path between the Las Vegas Strip and Fremont Street. $3.59 a gallon at that Sinclair. $3.69 across the street at Arco. Cash price for both of them. And then this is the area behind the Strat over here, where we've done a ton of videos. Somebody commented on one of the... Yeah, Motel 6. There is a Motel 6 actually on Trop, just east of the Strip there. It's not that far. I'm not sure what their prices are, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't charge resort fees there. I wouldn't think so. Peppermint Hippo. Coolsville Tattoo, Boston Pizza. So, I also read that this week they were talking about putting in 4 haunted houses, over at Area 15, which is that area. I actually drove around that area today. I have not gone in there yet. I've heard that there's a cover just to get in there, but then they have other attractions too, like they have a luminarium and some other stuff over there. I'm not exactly sure how all that works, and I don't think they'd let me video in there. That's the other reason I haven't checked it out. So, but everything's indoors. Well, they have like these art things outside, like these metalwork type of things outside, but I guess to see the stuff that you really want to see, it's all indoors. But 4. Nice, Charles, good. Yeah, especially if you have a Roku or a Fire TV, because both of them have the YouTube app on there. You heard that too? Okay, cool, yeah. So, Area 15. Huh. They're trying to bring all that traffic over from the Strip. Yeah, guys, if you have Roku or Fire TV, the YouTube app is right there on your GUI, they call it. Graphical User Interface, GUI. But everyone calls it GUI. Really? Wow, Eric, I didn't know that. Well, I get, yeah, living in the desert maybe. But you would think that LA, with all they have way more people than we do. We have like, what, 2.3 million here? They've got like 8 million or something over there. I would think that they would consume way more. Wow. And then coming up here on the right is the home of Rick Harrison. I always have to pull through here because it's TV history. Pawn Stars. Let's see if the pub crawler comes through here. I know Tobin was very, very good about posting the times. They do like every 3 hours apart or something like that. 12, noon, 3, 6, and 9. The pub crawler comes through, or does a tour. Nice, Hummer. Fire TV. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can definitely use the YouTube app on there. Just sign in and away we go. I love watching it on. I rarely watch YouTube on my phone, and according to YouTube, most of the stats that I have show that most of my viewers watch on a TV as well. I'm just of the thought that the water shortage, yes. I'm just of the school of thought that if these guys, I'll let them do their pictures here, but you know, we all went through this trouble to have all these big screen TVs, and why would I go back to a small screen? It's like the NFL, right? Where you can do NFL mobile during the season and watch whatever game you want, but why would I watch it on a 6-inch screen? There is Rick's bar up there, as well as his barbecue place just underneath it on the first floor. His bar is where he was pictured last weekend. Rick Harrison, that is. Hanging out. And then there is the now world famous sign as seen on History Channel. Pawn Stars. 713 South Las Vegas Boulevard here. Just outside downtown, but I guess this would qualify as downtown Las Vegas here. And then there we go. Very cool stuff. Hey, Lucas, welcome. Oh, yes, Tobin. Yeah, me too. That's how I do it, too. Nice, Hummer. Yeah, it's a cool I mean, you know, you have to do it, especially if you saw the show, watch the show and stuff. You have to do it and say that you did it, just to say that you did it. Lucas, so the temperature right now, it's about 74. It's really nice, and it's been nice all day. It's supposed to warm up into the 90s this week, though. I haven't, Eric. I need to do that. I want to get, there's a winery out there too. I don't want to go to the winery, obviously, if I'm driving, but I just want to kind of go out there and take a look at things and show you guys that. So I'm going to do that, hopefully this summer. I'll get out there and do that. I've been meaning to do that and get out there to Pahrump. But have I walked end to end? No, I haven't. I've actually gone from Mandalay all the way up to Venetian and then turned around. I've actually never been inside Treasure Island because it's just past where Venetian is. So I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like so exhausted. Wow. And I try and do cardio and stuff too, but it's not easy. Especially, you know, when it's hot outside, forget it. It just drains you so much, zaps you. But yeah, the weather's been really nice, but it's supposed to be in the 90s the week coming up here. Nice, Tobin. Yeah, very cool. That is a definite keepsake. I would give that to your daughter one day. There is the Fremont Street Experience and the Heart Attack Grill. Yes, Charles, I know. Yeah, me too. Yeah, back when I was growing up, I used to like to tinker with different electronics and stuff. And there was an old guy that lived next to me who was kind of a tinkerer too. He used to buy like, he wouldn't buy, he would just go pick up like old radios and old TVs that were being thrown out. And so I had like black and white in my room. And I was so ecstatic when I finally got my first color TV. It was like a 13-inch color TV. I was all happy. But yeah, it's definitely cool when you can watch it on a 65 or 75-inch TV or even bigger. Unless it's in horizontal. That's the thing. I don't like horizontal at all. And for some reason, when I do the alter ego streams, those are all horizontal. I don't like to do a horizontal for that reason. Because it's such a misuse of the space, I think. Oh, look at this, Tobin. It's an old Cadillac sitting right here. That's cool. Huh. Oh, he was waiting for me. Mob Museum here on the right. Someone's in the way there. I won't bother trying to head in there this evening and go mess with those guys. Casino Center Boulevard right here with Binion's Parking Garage. And I've read that the validation for parking is becoming even more and more difficult to obtain. You know what? That's a good thing you asked that, Eric. I saw a Facebook post this week from someone that went out there, and I guess they put up a bunch of signs out there. Because I want to go out there. I'll do a video out there. But I guess the locals have put up a bunch of signs out there as we make this left onto Main Street, telling visitors that you have to stop in and check in at the local general store or whatever and pay $1 in order to be there, which is a change from the way it used to be. So they have all this old, you know, they call it a ghost town, but from what I've read, they have a lot of stuff there that they've actually brought in from other places. 54, nice. Wow. 54 Caddy. Yeah, so I wanted to get down there, and actually I was thinking about it today when I was down in Prim. I'm like, shoot, I'm down this far south, if only there was a way to connect over to 95 and go down that way, but I can't because, you know, there's no roads to do that from the 15. But that would have been cool. But I will get out there, I promise. That is definitely on my to-do list. So was Pioneer Saloon, and I got it done. I'm very glad we got that done today. So that'll be up this week. There is the backside of the Main Street stage here at Fremont Street, and the oldest hotel casino in Nevada. Golden Gate. Come up here to Carson and make a left. Oh, G-Class Benz. It's about $80,000 rolling around there. Or more. I never understood why they were so expensive. It's just a Jeep. And then I saw what Jeep is charging for their Jeeps nowadays. So this is Golden Nugget. This is the Rush Tower right here. Metro's parked back there. H2O, that is their pool in there. They also had that aquarium in there with the sharks and stuff swimming around. You can go right through that water slide through the middle of the aquarium, which is pretty cool. Nice, Charles. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I remember those days. God, you would pay so much for such a small TV, right? And anyone who had a big projection TV, and when I say big, they were, what, 42 inches? There is $50 to park right here at Golden Nugget. Interestingly, there's no one here waiting to get in to park. No, it's not free. No, it's free if you stay there, though. They say that it's free if you stay there, Hummer. Otherwise, no, it's not free. $50 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then you have these little city-owned lots around, peppered around downtown here, too. They all have their own rates that they charge. And they have these bricks here for the sidewalks and stuff, but they really need to power wash these things. They're filthy for the crosswalks here. Yes, remember that, D-Man? Oh my God. Yeah, you weren't stealing a 32-inch TV. Remember back then they were all stealing TVs? You weren't stealing a big 32-inch TV because you couldn't carry that thing. $50 to park, yes sir. Yep. It's wild. Hey Joseph, welcome buddy. Thanks for coming here. Thanks for being here. No dedicated turn signal. Okay, you do your thing. And I'll go this way. Okay, so it looks like we have an event at the event center here in front of us because they have the road closed here at Carson, but we'll make this left right here on the casino center anyway and go northbound on Casino Center. Oh no, I keep saying calling that Carson. It's not Carson. This is Carson up here. That one was Bridger that we just turned off of. There's the caddy right there. God, that thing's low too. They were yes, the console TVs. Remember that? You're sitting on the floor watching a 19-inch, but it would be in this big wood console. Zipliners there doing their thing. So come up here to what I call the big corner, big intersection. Oh, Van, you're going through the, you're not supposed to go that far on a red. What are you doing? You're supposed to stop here, buddy. Yikes. I don't see the marshals. They're probably off hanging out somewhere. As we cross the Fremont Street Experience here, downtown Las Vegas, looking east and looking west. And looks like we hit it just in time because security's out here ready to close the gates. Yeah, Charles, I know you always had to have at least someone else to help you out. I know when I went in like '97 and bought a 32-inch TV from Brandsmart USA, which was one of the big box vendors down there in South Florida. The thing was like $900, right, for a 32-inch, and I had to have my buddy come help me because I couldn't do it by myself. In fact, I had to have him use his truck because it was just so big. I couldn't. I could not put it in the car. Yes, Joseph, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, you have to clean the lenses. And if the bulbs went bad, that was the other thing too. Your bulbs would go bad. Ooh. And then you'd have to pay to get that replaced, the RGB. And that's the best too, Hummer. And that's that, yeah, definitely City Center. And that's why I mentioned Flamingo. Flamingo may not be that terrible in price down there, and that is definitely Center Strip. It's a shame Paris has gone so crazy with their prices. At MGM Grand, I mean, it's hit or miss with MGM Grand, but then you're talking more South Strip there. And Park MGM, I think, is really trying to become like an upscale type of place now. The old Monte Carlo. So we get the green light here at 4th Street. Proceed back over here to Las Vegas Boulevard. We'll drive down Fremont, and then I'll turn around and I will end the stream, and then I'll go ahead and go live again, hopefully around 8:30. I just need to hopefully find a place to sit there at Whiskey Liquor, because the Final Four is on this weekend. I saw briefly earlier Florida defeated Auburn, but now that second game is playing. $10 years, yep. And they were so expensive. You stay, oh, nice, Tobin. I'm sure it was probably inexpensive back then too, compared to what they're doing now. I'm going crazy with the prices. I gotta get down here and walk around and find some Michael Jackson performers, because I know how much Tobin likes watching those guys. I know I post a lot of them, but people seem to like them. So apologies if it's not really your thing, but yeah, people really seem to like them. I'm surprised. I mean, he passed away back in, what, 09, right? Something like that. And here we are 16 years later. 07. 07 when you stayed at Monte Carlo. Yeah. Oh yeah, this had to be more reasonable back then. Someone in this bus is having a lot of fun. I don't know if you're seeing the bus in front of me wobble around. Duke is up 5, wow. Duke should be in the SEC anyway. I don't know why they're in the ACC. Alright, so we're going to come up here to Fremont Street. There's the man on the horse there, originally out in front of the Hacienda. But when the Mandalay Bay took over in '96, they moved it up here. And it looks great here. It's a great spot for it. Right here at the entrance to Fremont Street. And Fremont Street East district over here. And this is the taco truck, open 24 hours. Must make a lot of money in that place, because they are always busy. It's wild. Yeah, I know, D-Man. What happens in Vegas, right? Thank you, Tobin. I appreciate that very much. Yes, every time you guys like and subscribe, well, you're already subscribing, but every time you guys like and comment, it helps the channel immensely. It really helps with the algorithm. As we come up here, they're playing music over here on the right. There's Evil Pie. There is a big disco ball right there. Lucky Day. Therapy. Right now they're just working as restaurants, but they'll turn in, usually most of these will turn into nightclubs later on this evening. Stayed at Howard Johnson's? Oh, wow. Oh, yikes, that is not a fun stay. Hummer, yeah, I don't blame you there. Huh. There's the El Cortez right there. Been going since 1941. And again, a lot of the folks online say that folks got prime rib 1995. Wow. And it doesn't show any specific times like Tony Roma's does. But El Cortez has been going since 1941. And a lot of the dealers say that they get their starts at El Cortez over here before moving on to other casinos. So it's like a springboard. There's the roulette bar and show bar. So we come up here to Container Park. Oh, there's a good crowd here. Wow. Hey, Charles, are you taking off? All right, thank you, buddy. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you very much, man. Enjoy the music. Fremont East District. So this is the arch right here, which demarcates the end of Fremont East. So yeah, they don't. What was it that Tobin? What was it that I was supposed to look for over here on the east side? One of the comments you made this week. Hey, Sylvia, welcome. Thank you for being here. Awesome, Sylvia. Great. I'm glad to have you a part of the channel. J.C. Penney. Wow. Oh, the mannequins. That's what it was, Tobin. Where are the mannequins at? They're on, were they at Ferguson's? I don't see any mannequins. Climbing mannequins, yeah. There's, oh, it is right there on the sign. Can you see it? Towards the top of it? The post? It's right up there. There's a climbing mannequin. I never noticed that before. They should probably paint it a different color. Wow. That's cool. I never noticed that before. Huh. Good job, Tobin. There's the Las Vegas Motel. I've seen better days. Star View Motel. Pedestrian crosswalk on a green. Los Gables. Tobin, you mentioned Los Gables this week too. I forget. I gotta try and remember what you mentioned about that. Brings us up here to 15th Street. We'll go ahead and turn around here. Okay. Yeah, so Joker's Wild is also going to be replaced with something called Cadence Crossing. Saw Joker's Wild down there on Boulder Highway in some of the videos. I did pass the second. Oh, okay. Shoot, I missed it. Huh. Lucky Lady Motel there on the left. So there's a second one on this on the same sign? Huh. Hummer, I would definitely say yes. I wouldn't say no. I would definitely stay. I mean, stay in the under. That's why I marked that. Oh, cool, Tobin. Thank you so much. Yeah, I would definitely stay. That's why I make a point of pointing out that arch there on, what is that, 8th Street, so that you guys know. So here it is. I can't park in the crosswalk. So let me see if I can zoom in here real quick. Show you guys. Can you see that? On the motel to the east. Okay. There's the hanging mannequin there on the side of Ferguson's. The sign. Never noticed that before. That is cool. Huh. Oh, wow. Thank you, T-Ben. I appreciate you, buddy. Look at this. This is an old Crown Vic. I didn't even think they had these anymore. Wow. She must not be very well liked. So here is the Big Rig Jig right here. Let me pull up here. Just taking a little video, guys. I'm not trying to do anything. There is the Big Rig Jig right there. All sorts of interesting stuff down here. But again, if it was me, I wouldn't venture past that. Hey, Brian, welcome. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys being here. Josh, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Josh. I appreciate you being here, buddy. Atomic Liquors over here on the left, where they had the rooftop, where they would watch the mushroom clouds in the distance out there at Amargosa. Is that Amargosa Valley? Out there near Indian Springs. Hey, John, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Gosh, I feel terrible now ending the stream. Everyone's here. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is the arch right here that I was talking about. This is at the east end. So just past Container Park. I would stay west, or I wouldn't go past Container Park. The model, that was at, what was that, 11th Street, I think, Hummer? Yeah, Josh is, I'll let Josh speak for himself, but he's got a definite presence here in Vegas. Oh, pretty mama. I wish I could. It's already after 7. I gotta go try and get my spot so that I can get the band. There's Container Park there with the praying mantis. It's packed in there. Wow. All the drives we've done by here, I have not seen. I'll wait here for the light. Wow, I did not know that. Across from Atomic Liquors. Wow. I really need to pay attention to these things. Oh, I wish I could, Brian. The thing is, oh, what's this on the other side here, Tobin? The thing is, here in Vegas, they don't let us listen to the police scanner. It's been that way since October 1 of 17. It says, oh, I thought it said a year there on the tag. Looks like an old Cadillac? Is that a Cadillac? Ultra, welcome. Thank you for being here. Wow, you guys are great. Yeah, Josh, it's fun, and it's I don't know what goes on in there after 9 p.m. because that's when they do the I guess their nightlife or whatever in there, right? Because you can't be in there unless you're over 21 after 9 p.m. So they must have something going on in there. Drive by the side of it here. Container Park. Uh-oh, I got Metro up here. What are you doing? All right, guys, thank you so very, very much for being here. I really appreciate you so very much. I really don't want to end the stream. I'm glad everyone's here, man. But I will be back live again at 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern, and that would be 10:30 Central for Alter Ego. Somehow, some way, I've got to try and get a seat there at the bar. But thank you guys so very, very much for being here. And as always, remember here on the Vegas Don channel, it's the journey where what happens in Vegas stays here on the Vegas Don channel on YouTube. Thank you guys so very much. I'll see you soon.